Good morning, Facebook family. This is Susie from Bent on Fitness, and it's a little bit after 6 o'clock. It's about 6:18 right now. Today, we're going to go through a melt technique and do this before the workout, and so that you can really experience kind of that fluid exchange and see what's going on, calves, hips, knees, and so on. Maybe even better movement with the workout. So I'm not going to post the workout again, but you're going to do that 8x8 workout that we did the other day, but this time you're going to add load to it. So I'm going to do it at another time, but right now what we're going to do is we're going to go through a melt foot series, and then we're going to go through just kind of a lower body treatment. And we'll still do a rest assess. You can go back to that recent tape where I did a rest assess and a rebalance technique if you want to do a full treatment together. There's also melt method online, and then also just give me a call. Later on this week, I'm also going to be adding, of course, you can always come and check out, adding some other workouts, but you can come in and check out some equipment if you want. And then that way you will have the opportunity to do maybe some different things that you couldn't do at home and so on. So if you want, just give me a ring, send me a text, and I'll get you some equipment that we'll be using for future exercises and stuff. So kind of like a rent out equipment kind of thing. So anyways, we're going to start with, again, like the melt method technique, and we're going to, hello Katie, and we're going to go on. So if you have melt balls, then that's great, because that's going to be servicing you. So we're going to start with the soft ball, and we've got the large firm ball as well. So remember, when we do our melt routine, we always want to do an assessment so that we can connect inward with ourselves, not just outward. So standing tall, nice and tall on both feet. Feel your feet underneath you. Go ahead and bring your head up and close your eyes. Let yourself come inside and kind of just take a gentle focus all the way down the body so you can feel the firmness into your feet. You want to see if your weight is shifting into your toes, into your heels. Maybe is it out or on the outside edges? Maybe you just don't even, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just all level. Taking a focused breath, take your attention up into your calves. Do your knees and calves feel tight? Can you relax them? Are you gripping them? Do your knees feel pressed back? Maybe one's more bent than the other. Taking another focused breath. Just take your attention into your quadriceps, your glutes, your hamstrings, and see if you can rest those positions as well. Just noticing if one side feels tight, twisted, turned in, maybe your knees feel knocked in or pulled out. And then again, another focused breath. Lift up all 10 toes. Feel how that shift of weight is. If you feel off balance more, or maybe even more secure, drop your toes and notice if you have a big whoosh in movement, or if you just kind of tip back to where you're going. Good, we're going to open our eyes, take your arms up and overhead and reach, and then bring your arms back down again. Go in and take that large soft ball. We're going to place it underneath. We'll start on your left foot and just shift back and forth. Just allow yourself to feel that kind of ball pressing up underneath you and you pressing down into it. Just shifting back and forth, feeling that sensation, getting used to tolerable pressure with that ball. Go ahead and pause, take your arms up, take your arms down, roll your shoulders forward and back, turn to the left and turn to the right. Step back with your right foot, move the ball to the big toe knuckle and press down. So we're hitting each one of those knuckles. So we're pushing up against the knuckle, opening up some space for nerve, for fluid flow, and for exchange in that direction, allowing the nerves to have some space, and then press into the pinky toe. We're moving to position 3A. Now, if you want, I will send you the PDF for this. Move to position 3B if you're not quite sure what we're doing, and position 4, which is on the outside edge of the foot. And then now position 5, which is where the arch meets the heel. From there, you're going to put your weight back on that right foot, and you're going to begin to do some shearing. So, some gliding. So gliding is back and forth. Think of a stirring motion or a spreading motion. With the large soft, we're preparing the tissue. Move back to position 0.5. Pause. and we'll give it a tight shear. So you're keeping some compression onto the ball and just wiggling so you're not moving, you're moving right on top of the ball, almost like you're twisting the skin or the muscle up against the bone. Pause, and then we'll rinse. Rinse from your big toe to your heel. Welcome if you're joining us this morning. Go ahead and get your balls out, or you can replay this when we're done. You can join in on the second foot, and then we'll do some friction. We're gonna do the same treatment on the right foot. Go ahead and pause. Just connect into your foot. Just notice how that left leg is feeling. And then we'll take the ball to the right. Go ahead and bring that ball right underneath the center of that right foot. Shift back and forth. Feel the shifting of weight. You might notice a little bit different, a tendency for tension in that other foot. Push down, take your arms up and back down. Roll those shoulders forward and back. Turn to the left and turn to the right. Good. Go ahead and step back with your left foot and move the ball to position point 2, right underneath the knuckle of the big toe, and then position 2, second toe, third toe, move the ball to the fourth toe, and then a little pinky goes wee, 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 all the way home to the arch, the base of the arch, press down, and then back behind the knuckle, kind of still in the soft tissue, behind the big toe, press down, and then to the outside edge of the foot, press down. Good, we're going to position point 5 on that foot. Press that foot back and forth. We're getting that gliding. We're trying to prep the tissue. We're going to be using the large firm ball. Move that ball back to position point 5 and give it that shear. From that shear, pause and let the tissue respond. Take your foot off, move the ball to position point 2, and rinse, and rinse, and rinse, and rinse, and rinse, and then friction. And friction is a multi-directional movement, opening up lymph, releasing the body to actually have a little bit more fluid exchange. Go ahead and stand back up. We'll reset that feeling of the balance on the right and left foot. Notice what you notice. Notice how your feet imprint is. Notice that feeling up the body, the knees, the hips, the glutes. You can even raise those toes right now. We'll do a little check-in there. Notice if your balance is shifted. And then drop those toes back down. Good. Let's get on to the large firm ball. Now remember, the ball is firm itself. You don't need to add extra pressure onto the base of the foot. So just press down and come back up. If this is not tolerable for you and this is not available, let's just do this large soft ball again and allow yourself to just kind of connect into instead of making the tissue want to resist. Good, go ahead and pause. We're going to go immediately back into position point 5 and go right into a shear. Move that ball back and forth. We're going to do it 2 times, and again, you're not trying to find more pressure, you're just discovering now. This is going to be a technique of really getting into the tissue a little bit more. You may feel glassy underneath there, or like there's little seeds in your heel, and then you're going to butt up right up against one and then give it a shear. Maybe it's in the center of the foot, maybe in the outside of the foot. Pause, let the tissue respond. We're going to do a second shear. You're going to go back to position point 5, press down, and just flex and extend the toes. Just allow the toes to draw in and open up, draw in and open up. Good. And then pause. And then we'll rinse. And we'll do some friction. Almost done, guys. Good, go ahead and pause, bring those feet back to parallel again, bring your head up, just check in with yourself. You may notice some tingling on that left side, a feeling of more fullness in the tissue, a feeling that the body feels a little bit more connected all the way up. Good, go ahead and open the eyes, take the ball now again to the right foot, press down, and again, you're not trying to push all your weight in, you're trying to find tolerable pressure. So if you keep your heels slightly on, or gently press down. Notice my left leg is back. So I'm not putting all that weight right into my foot. Go ahead and pause. Bring the ball back to the heel at the position point 5 and begin to do your gliding back and forth. Feeling that movement. So you did preparation of the tissue. Now we're looking for and trying to kind of piece out some things that might have gone a little bit awry underneath there. Back to the center line, back to that position point 5. And we'll go back again. My mat's a little bumpy there. We'll go back again and just kind of notice what we notice in there. If we notice some any bumps or lumps or any pain areas, just kind of brush up against one. I've got one on kind of the inside edge of my foot, pressing back and forth. Whew. That's a little mighty adventure in there. Good, pause. Take your left foot back, and we're going to do another shearing spot. So again, your heel is on the ground. It's right up against position point 5, so you're kind of butting that ball up against, and you're just kind of opening and closing your toes. Good, pause, and then we'll rinse. Now remember, trying to bring up the lymphatic tissue all the way, or lymphatic fluid, there we go, back up to the heart is important. We want to move fluid into the body so the body doesn't get stagnated. We're always breaking our tissue down, our cellular matter down, and we need to bring it back up to the heart. And then we'll do some friction back and forth. Kind of just looks like a little spazzy leg right there. And then go ahead and pause. Good, bring your feet together. Bring your head up, let your shoulders drop by your side. And just take a nice long deep breath. Good. Again, take your attention into your feet. Notice where the weight is. Notice if you feel more balanced, or it just feels different now when you're right and left. Take your attention up your calves, into your knees, and then lift up all 10 toes. And drop all 10 toes. Open the eyes. So hopefully you felt some fluid change and some fluid exchange in the system. And then what I want you to do now is actually, if you're going to do it, you can either choose to do the 8x8 workout. You do the exact same workout that we did the other day, which is 8 rounds, squats, 4 step back lunges, push-ups, and I think it was an elevated bird dog. Pretty challenging. If you have weight or load, you can do that. Then I want you to come back, watch the rest of this video, and we're going to do some lower body release. So as of right now, come on, and if you're going to stay with us, you're going to drop down and you're going to grab your melt roller. Just put it off to your side, and we'll do a rest assess to begin with. Because we've just finished doing the footwork, the body may feel a little bit more level, a little bit more even. Move my ponytail out of the way. Just go ahead and rest your head back on the ground. Arms are weighted to the ground, palms facing the ceiling. Just take a nice even breath. Let the feet drop out. Let the back settle in, let the head drop in. And just check in again with those masses and spaces. One beautiful thing about this process right here is really the connecting. We spend so much time outward, especially in this time. We disengage very simply and very easily. I want you to kind of allow yourself to not just process your thought, but let your body process itself. You can use this as a quiet meditation moment. I want you to now start focusing in on your masses and spaces, noticing where your heels, your hips, your shoulders, your head rest. Do your arms feel like 2 evenly weighted masses? And does the weight in your head feel like it's behind the bridge of your nose? Notice if your head feels cocked off to one side or the other, even though your head is resting center. Or one shoulder is pulled up over the other. And the weight of your back is mostly resting at the top of your shoulders. Or do you have evenly weighted back all the way down to where your sternum ends? Notice that rib width as you breathe in. Are you easily breathing in through the ribs, or you feel all the breath coming up into your chest? You feel a back arch that starts at your navel and goes to the top of the pelvis? Or do you have a wavering back arch that feels like your whole back is off the ground? Ideally, your back arch starts at your navel and just goes a nice short distance to the top of your pelvis. Taking attention into your pelvis now. Notice if your weight feels evenly weighted to your butt cheeks. Your hamstrings can be on the ground. Your calves feel evenly weighted, and your feet are dropping out east and west into your room. You may notice your pelvis is more digging into your bones. You may notice that you don't feel your hamstrings, and your feet just feel kind of disorganized. That's definitely you're having stuck stress in the lower half of the body. So my suggestion is today is get up and roll, of course, and melt, and then also move a little bit more today. So go ahead and slide your feet in so your shins are pretty much vertical. Take that roller up underneath you and lift your hips up. I want your hips on the roller to begin with. You're going to take your index fingers, place it on the top of your iliac crest here. Slide the thumb around the back side of the body, and you're going to notice if you feel your thumbs touching, or do you feel like your thumbs, to get to the back side of the pelvis, your thumbs are on top of the roller. So let's make sure we're in the right spot. Also, you can reach down and feel if you can feel the back end of your cheeks down here. So from there, hold the roller in place as you need to. Bring the right knee and left knee up, and then sink the rib wall down a little bit. You want your pelvis to stay right on top of the roller. From here, we're just going to be doing an SI joint shear, and you're just going to move small in clockwise or counterclockwise circles, starting small. And you're just going to allow your knees to go a little bit wider. Notice my hands are on the side of the roller, and as my knees go wider, I kind of butt up against the roller, or my hands, getting a little outward shear. Go ahead and pause, and as you make this circle a little bit smaller, and then hold the knees center and begin to do what's called marching. So notice again, if your ribs wanting to lift up, you can just keep those ribs level, but keep the pelvis level as well. Breathing as you let those knees move past each other. Watch that you're not letting your pelvis move side to side, and you're just moving right on top of the roller. Pause. Tip your knees to your right. You might feel your hand as you butt up against it, and we're going to go in a small circle. Again, clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't particularly matter. But you also might notice that you have a tendency to like one side or the other better. Good. Go ahead and pause. In a second, I'm going to move and then pause. Bring your knees back up to center, and we'll go to the other side. Again, you're going to go around in circles. Good. And then just pause and let the tissue respond, and coming back to center. Good. Drop your right foot and left foot down to the ground again. Take that roller out from underneath you. I'm going to turn the aspect of, and so you can see me more in a long way. I can't turn my device while I'm live, so I'll just make sure I move out of the way a little bit. So go ahead and put that roller behind your knees, behind the back of your thighs, and you're going to lay your head back again. This is a great movement. It just feels so good on those hamstrings. We did that kettlebell workout the other day, those step back lunges, a lot of work on those hamstrings. So you're just opening and closing the legs, kind of like you're making a snow angel with your feet, dry land snow angel, but you're pulling against the muscle. You're allowing the muscle to pull against the bone and work in oppositions. Good, and then pause, just do one leg and pull. See, I'm rolling my hips slightly as I pull and press that muscle against the roller, and then I move that muscle against the bone. Good. Pause and do the other side. Roll side to side. Good. And then go ahead and pause and just let the tissue respond. And then we're going to take the roller and you're going to take it to your calves. So on your calves, just moving back a little bit here. Hopefully you can still see that roller. And so the roller is now at the far end of my calves, below kind of where the ball begins. And I'm just going to bend and straighten my knees. Now the key is here is to keep your feet, or sorry, your calves on the top of the roller. You're not trying to come down onto your ankles. You're not trying to bring the roller to you. You're just going back and forth, getting your weight right on top of that roller. And then you can turn the knees out and in, and we're going to start finding a bunch of hidden objects, maybe a toy you lost last Christmas. I always think of underdone potatoes. Oh my gosh, my calves. I had a little walk yesterday, some work on the step boxes yesterday. Good. Pause. Just tip-top back and forth. Again, this is just a shearing motion. Go ahead and pause. Roll the ankles. And then pause again. And then we're going to do a friction back and forth, or a kneading motion back and forth. Push, pull. One knee comes up as the other pushes back. I think of like a cat kneading on the upholstery. My upholstery. Fresh couches, one day, all new furniture. Or maybe no more cats. But I'll have to get new furniture anyway. Go ahead and pause, let the tissue respond. And then exhale and soften. Just going to bring that roller out from underneath you. Roll to one side nice and gently. Bring yourself upright. And they're just going to do a nice rinse. So we're going to go down the front side and up the back side. Down the front side and up the back side. Just a simple and easy rinse. Down the front side, up the back side. You can also go up the inside, down and up. Two more. So we're going to rest assess one more time, laying back on the mat. You can also do a standing assessment too if you choose. Arms are out to the side. Feel if those arms feel nice and evenly weighted. Legs maybe drop out a little bit easier. Heads rested on the ground evenly. Taking a deep breath. And just feel how your body responds. Your shoulder weight. My shoulder weight is much more even to the ground. My rib wall is much lower now. My pelvis seems to be more heavily weighted. My hamstrings are closer to the ground. It was actually pretty good, and my calves feel like they're more evenly rolling out, or just kind of naturally rolling out. Slide your feet in so your shins are vertical again. Give yourself a moment. And then again, roll to one side and bring yourself on up. How are you feeling? Great. Great to have you. Hey, Becky. Great to have you with us. If you don't have a melt roller, you can always use a regular roller. It's going to be much harder, like firmer feeling behind you. If you have one of those softer white rollers, that could be the way to go instead. Or you can always just roll up a towel underneath you. Remember, it's not the speed you go. It's the tension, the release, the focus in on the movement. It's not a regular treatment of just a typical roller. Think of more of just like a massage that's pulling the tissue back and forth, releasing tension and letting fluid return back to the heart. So again, you've just finished your workout. Hopefully it was really good. You're all sweaty and ready to go. Get out and go for a walk today, even if it's a 10-minute walk, or stand and do some cross crawls. Hey, I hope to see you later on. I'll put another video up later today, probably around 6 p.m. And we'll get to moving together. Have a great day. Again, if you want to check out some equipment, not just look at equipment, but actually check out almost like a lending library of equipment, just let me know. I'm hoping to do some agility drills and different things so that you can get yourself moving in different directions next week. Have a great day. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll talk to you soon.